Hello and welcome back to the Road to Champions League Glory with Bishops Stortford. This is episode 30 and the start of season 7. So as you can see from the screen, it shows how we've increased our league status over the 6 seasons that we've played this game. So we are now going into our 7th season and we have been able to get into the Premier League. So you join us for our opening season in the Premier League. And to start off with, we're going to have a look at the transfers that I've made over the summer to make the team better going into this tough season. So, as you can see, we made a few transfers. We let go a few players, and there's a lot of loan players gone out as well. So if we have a look at the outs first, we've got Mikkel Clausen, who's gone to Rotherham for 250k. Michael Oxborough's gone on a free transfer, along with Nova. Trevor Green is out on loan to Ross County. Zakaria has gone to Falkirk for 275k. He got injured a lot. He came in last season. I thought it would be a good signing. A bit of an FM legend. I've signed him on previous FMs. He was at Sporting Lisbon then. Okay, I realised that his ratings had gone down slowly from previous FMs, but I thought he'd still be able to do a job. Then he got injured for 10 months with a cruciate ligament, came back, and then got injured again for another 3 months with strained ligaments. So I thought I'd do the best I can and get rid of him. Then also I let go Joe Day, and that's basically because I brought in a few younger keepers. So I let go Joe Day, 31-year-old. And also the other one was Arnoldson. I didn't really like him, he didn't really play very well for me. I let him go because I've been able to get players that are better in his position. And as you can see, all the rest are loans, and we made £1 million. So the players we got in are all but one are free transfers. So one of them is our money, and we'll come to him straight away. So Oliver is a 19-year-old Norwegian international, won his first cap with me, and I was scouting the Scandinavian clubs to start with, just to kind of see what was out there. I find Scandinavia, you can find a few gems out there. Definitely for lower league, Premier League, Prem clubs that can do a job for you in the Prem, might not cost you very much money, and can increase in potential over time. So I picked up this player. His determination and teamwork was a big one for me. I thought very solid. Obviously he's seen as a right back, but he can also play centre back and left back. Main position right back. We are training him as an inverted wing back as well, so he can obviously do that. I feel he has got the attributes to do that. His dribbling's a little bit weak, but other than that, I'd say he's pretty high up on the ratings for it. Off ball could increase slightly, but overall, I think he's someone that could pick up that position quite nicely. So then another one we've got is Peter. He has come in. He's an 18-year-old Slovakian right wing back. This is mainly one of the reasons why we let Arnoldson go. I had this player signed up about 12 months ago, but because he was only 17 at the time, I couldn't sign him. He's someone that I was able to find via the under-21 Slovakian team. Obviously he's only had 1 cap, but he was in the squad for a while. It's decent stats. I think he's got a bit of potential about him. There's a lot of greens going up in the training, so obviously hopefully he can keep going really. James Laxon is a goalkeeper, 22 years old. Regan, obviously last club was Arsenal. Our other keeper, Dayan, was Arsenal keeper as well. So I thought, hey, we'll keep it in the club, and we'll see how they get on really. If he does as well as Dayan does over time, then I'm going to be ecstatic. I can't really see him being amazing, but he's a good backup, and that's why Joe Day went as well. Then this is where the big players start coming in, okay? So we've been able to bring in Alex Seriano. So Alex has come in as an attacking midfielder and a centre mid. He's a solid player for us. He's played a few times for Mallorca in the past. He's got decent stats about him, technique, vision. I think he's going to do a decent job for us. He's an attacking midfielder, but he can play in that centre mid position as well. Then we've got Teddy Pope, who's an 18-year-old goalkeeper, ex-club Tottenham. Stats look decent, hopefully a bit of potential about him. Hopefully he'll increase over time, and he's our 3rd keeper for this season. Then we've got Sammy Logia, who's an 18-year-old. Sammy was someone that I just spotted leaving other clubs and stuff like that, and just had a little look for him, was able to find him, so brought him in. Youngster, see how he gets on. Really, not going to be first team. Samuel Gigot is a first team though, so he's come in. 29 years old, French player. Scouts recommended him, so brought him in. Looks a decent little job. Been playing in Belgium recently. Not a bad centre back to have. Bit of experience about him as well, being 29. Determination's quite high, leadership's quite high, off work rate. So hopefully he'll be able to create a solid foundation and a solid partnership with Gunelli possibly, or Mo. Then we've got George Manjek. So George comes in as our centre defensive mid player when we play 3 up front. So I needed a new player because I only had a few players last season for it, so I thought I'd bring him in. 33 years old. I understand he's only going to be here for a season. He's on 10k, so not massive amounts considering we're a Premier League club right now. But I thought I'd bring him in just to give us a bit of versatility at this point. I'm looking for youngsters to come into this position and hopefully train up. But for this season only, he came in, he'll do a job for us when needed. Then we got Javier Para. This is probably my most exciting signing of the season, but unfortunately he hasn't got a work permit, which I'm a little bit disappointed really. I've been tracking this player for about 12 months. Obviously when we were in the Championship last season, he didn't want to come at all. And as you can see, I've had to offer him £41,000. On a 4-year contract, the work permit appeal came back and they said no. And I thought, do I accept, do I not? He's been a player that I've been trying to track for a while. He's been wanted by a few other clubs as well. So I kind of thought, you know what, I'm going to take one for the team and say, yes, I'll accept him. I'll take the wages, 41,000. Yes, it's a big amount, but we've been given quite a lot of money this season for wages, so I thought I'll take that. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to get a work permit within the next 12 months. He's on loan at the moment. Hopefully he's in Slovakia, which is one of my new affiliated clubs. So hopefully, if he doesn't get one through the Chile team, then hopefully he'll get one via Slovakia. It's just a case of biding our time. He's 22 years old, so it's not as if even if he was in my team now, I wouldn't have to register him because he's over 21. So he's 22. Hopefully, we'll be able to get a work permit next season. Like Cho, I was able to get a work permit in January, so we'll try again in January, see if he can get him. If not, then we just carry on. And if after that we have to sell him, we have to sell him. He's worth 13.75 million. I could probably sell him for 20 million right now. But I think realistically, I want him to be my future right back. So we'll bide our time on that one. But that's an exciting one. Ruben Perez comes in as a centre mid, solid centre mid. Realistically, he's been at Betis last season. 33 years old, a bit of experience, bit of brute force down that centre mid position, deep line playmaker, can spring it round. 25 grand, he's here for a season. Let's hope he kind of makes a good job of it. Valentina Stocker, 33 years old. You can kind of tell a theme right now. I haven't gone for youngsters this season. I've gone for experience, and that's what I feel like I need. So we've gone for experience. Valentin Stocker, someone that I previously have signed many times on FM. Again, I've had to spend quite a lot of money on this one. He's going to be looking at playing in that centre attacking mid position or on the wings. He's quite versatile, it's quite nice. At the moment, he hasn't started many games, but he's a player that can come off the bench, and he's doing a job squad-wise. He's doing a very good job. He's got a good work rate when he does come on. So we're going to kind of use him to utilise other players. It's a free transfer, so I'm not spending any money on the transfer. Yes, I'm spending money on the wages, but for a season, I can't complain too much. Then we've got Edgar. Okay, he's coming from Alavaz. Perfect inside forward on the left, and he can also play on the right, so he's got a bit of adaptability that way. So if you look at his stats as well, not too bad. Lots of greens. Obviously no golds, because I work on a gold system. After 15 it's gold. No golds, but hopefully he'll be able to just come in. He's in for 2 seasons this one, so he'll be 34 by the time he goes. And I'm kind of looking at him just to kind of be there or thereabouts on the edge of the squad. Really, he's going to help us out when we do play our two wingers. Then this is a player that I tried to get throughout the transfer window. As you can see, I did all this dealing quite early on. Then I asked for the board for a bit more money in wages, which they were able to give me at this point because at the end of August I'd played a few games in the Prem. I'd got the first month's money from the TV, which meant we were actually back in profit. Which then the club kind of looked at the projection and was like, "Ooh, we've got money. Let's give a bit of money to the manager." So they've given me a bit of money in the wages. I haven't asked for money in the transfer budget deliberately, because I think the more it builds up, and I will show you finances after this, the more it builds up, hopefully they'll give me more. So if I ask now, they might only give me maybe 4 or 5 million. Maybe by the time January comes and the finance builds up to a vast amount, then they might give me 20 million or 25 million. So I'm kind of playing it tactically. I don't need to sign anyone now. If I sign anyone now, they can't come into my squad until January. So there's no real point. So I'm kind of looking at January as a big part of the season, really. But we'll see. But no, I was trying to get Lucas Boy for a while. He's a striker, was at Swansea last year. He's solid, can play the complete forward pretty well. He's not a starting striker. I'm still starting Cho and William ahead of him. Mike's kind of on the edge at the moment, but we have changed tactics as well, which is kind of not ideal for Mike. I will show you those again in a minute. But we've brought him in as just an extra striker, so we've now got 4 decent strikers. So like I said, finances, very healthy. Last season we made a loss of 8 million. This season we're already on a profit of 16. We're only in October, so we've already on 14 million. We're going up quite a lot every month. And this is with a loan as well, because we're spending a lot of money on loans. So it's not ideal. I'm hoping that this loan here, this one here, will be taken out pretty quickly. I think the club will be able to work out that we can wipe our debt and wipe our loans out after probably a season in the Prem, because we'll have that amount of money. But we'll see how they deal with it. It's not for me to say, and I can't actually interact with them that way. So I'll look at the board and see how they're getting on, because affiliated club, obviously I'll show you that in a minute. Expanded stadium should be done by March, so about halfway right now. And youth and training facilities are going to be done in a month's time, more or less. As soon as they're done, I'm going to be requesting to upgrade them again, straight away. So club, if I go on the affiliated, we have a Slovakian team in Trevana. This is a club that we can get youth players from. So they haven't got any right now, but I kind of thought as well it'd be a work permit one as well. So at the moment I couldn't ask for them, couldn't ask for a work permit club. But I thought actually if they're giving me an option to get Slovakia, I thought I'll take it, because then I can send players who need work permits to them. And I'm going to be looking at trying to get a few more players that need work permits possibly. Might not be able to get them first season, send them out on loan to this club, and then hopefully they can come back to me with a work permit within 2 seasons, 3 seasons possibly. If they're only youngsters, they're going to come back to me with a bit more experience and a lot of morale, because usually if they go to clubs like this, they're going to storm it and do really, really well and come back with really high ratings, lots of goals, lots of assists, lots of clean sheets if they're in goal, and come back to me with good performances then to lead on to the Prem, really. So it might be an option that we'll look at in the future. So that's how our transfers went. So let's have a little look at how pre-season went. So as you can see, we played AK, Standard, Lower Soft, Tonbridge, Dundee, Whitehawk. Not really any big clubs in there, to be honest. Good performances all throughout. Standard was down as a Johnny Hurd testimonial, but it's not showing up here, so I'm not entirely sure. For that reason, I chucked in a few of the old lads in, Tom Hitchcock, Rosali, Alan, Johnny Hurd, Ben Hall, and a few off the bench as well, Cyril, and kind of just played it around a little bit. We lost 2-1. It wasn't a big problem, but we were able to gain it back with the other fixtures really. And as you can see, we went into the season. First game of the season was against Everton, and we drew 2-2. I thought it was a good result. We came back from 2-0 down, so morale-wise, we were able to get it up back to 2-2. Then we went to Spurs in the new White Hart Lane, emphasis on the new, and we were able to get thumped 5-1, basically, and bit of a shame really. Then we went to Preston and won 3-0. Pretty good result, did alright. Then came up against Swansea and lost 1-0. Then we changed tactics in this game and we played more of a defensive tactic, I guess, with 5 at the back with wing backs, 3 in midfield, 1 attacking mid and 1 striker, and we were able to pull off a 2-0 win. This is mainly down to the fact that we didn't allow them to make any chances and no real clear cut, to be honest. So we did alright, 2-0, and then we went to Norwich and won 3-2. So 2 good results on the bounce. Then Man City came to us in the EFL Cup and we were able to beat them 2-0. John Stones scored a screamer to start with, but then Cho, playing up front, scored 2 goals in the game and we won 2-1. Not the best of attendances considering we were playing at Man City, but hey ho. Then I made a bit of a tactical mistake on this one really. I looked at Chelsea. We'd played the same tactic for these three games, and I thought, you know what, they're going to probably know what tactic I'm going to come with, so I'm going to switch it round. So I tried to play the 4-1-2 and 3 up front, and it didn't work because they scored 4 goals in the first 13 minutes. I switched it back to the tactic that I was using in the 3 previous games. I was able to get a goal back pretty quickly, but then the game just mullered out and it finished 4-1. So it was a bit of a shame. We went to Man United then and lost 2-1. We got back into the game. We got into a 1-1 draw, and we were doing okay. And then Mata scored a free kick from about 35 yards. So I couldn't really do much about that. Pogba got sent off as well. We didn't play very well. They had a lot of the ball. They had a lot of attacking threat. We didn't really do much. And obviously today we're going to be playing Newcastle. So that's our game so far, and the league shows us down in 15th place. But I think that's a bit of a strange position because obviously we've won 2 games, we've lost 1. We're on 7 points. 7 points after 7 games. The team, we haven't really had a chance to play the teams around us. We haven't played Huddersfield. Stoke. We've played Norwich and beaten them. We've played Everton and drawn against them. We've played Man City and beaten them. We've played Man United, Chelsea, and now we're going to play Newcastle, who are 6th, and play Tottenham, who are 7th. So we've played kind of the big clubs, and if you have I'll show you the schedule again. We've kind of got a bit of a run. Oh, by the way, we have got Man United in the EFL Cup, 4th round. Don't expect to go very far in that competition. When I got Man City, I thought we were out straight away, but we got Man United next. So if you have a look, we got Newcastle, Stoke, then Liverpool, Crystal Palace, Arsenal. Then after that, I think we've got a very, very good chance of picking up a lot of points. Watford, Fulham, Aston Villa, Huddersfield, Burnley, Bournemouth. They are 6 games where I feel we could pick up a lot of points. Everton and Swansea are potentially points if we've got a good bit of form going into it. Should be able to pick up some good ones. But then unfortunately comes the tough run. Okay, we have Spurs, Man City, Chelsea, Norwich and Man United. Obviously, take out Norwich, and you've got 4 of the top 5, top 6 teams in that. Then down here, you've got Arsenal and Liverpool straight after each other. So, realistically, the big teams that we're going to be playing this season, as in top 6-wise, we've got them in big chunks. So, they're not spread out. I don't know whether that's good or bad. I'm going to say it is good in some sense because it gets them out of the way. But then it's bad in another way because we're going to probably lose. There's no point beating around the bush. We are going to probably lose those games. And that means then morale will go down pretty rapidly. So it's kind of been able to motivate them back up to win the games after that we need to. So, like I said, we've changed tactics, and just to kind of show you what the tactic looks like now, we've got 3 at the back, 2 wing backs, 3 in centre mid, 1 attacking mid, and 1 striker. It switches it around a little bit. These are inverted wing backs as well, so they come into this position here, which kind of influxes this here. So we have 5 in midfield, more or less. We have 1 attacking playmaker who kind of like pitches the ball up to Cho, and Cho's kind of does what he does. And with these 2 midfielders here are attacking, so they kind of, when we're on attacking, come here, and when we're not, they drop back. So it kind of works out alright. It's been adapted from the 3 up front that we had, where we had 3 at the back, 2 wing backs, 2 centre mids, and 3 up front. So we've kind of adapted it from that and used this, like, there's a few tactics I've seen on the internet that obviously I've magpied as well, and we've been able to kind of nab them a little bit and kind of turned it into a tactic that works for us, really, and it's working so far. So touch wood, it'll carry on working. So we'll go into today's game. I'll go through the team for you now. So we've got Dayan in goal, Olav centre back, Samuel in the other centre back, Ganelli, McCourt on the left, Facey on the right, Ruben Perez in the centre defensive mid, in the centre mid position and deep line playmaker, Nugget and Murray in the centre mids, Alex in the attacking mid, and Cho up front. On the bench we've got James Laxon, David Vazza, Chapman, William, Ben Hall, Joseph Collery, Onana, and if you look at the rest, we haven't got anyone unregistered, so that we're doing alright. Few boys that are not fit. Morale's not great at the moment, because if some of you were able to clock, obviously our last 5 games, 2 of them against City, yes, big wins, fab, brilliant. Then our last 2 games against Man United and Chelsea we've lost. So we go into this game with a little bit of morale down, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. So we submit the team. I'm happy with that. Let's go into it, really. Table's kind of, I can't really work out the table, because until we've played about 10 games, 15 games, the table kind of doesn't really work itself out. You got teams that are going to be playing in Champions League, they might have a few games in advance and stuff like that, so we'll work it out. By Christmas we'll have a little look again. So here we come. Murray's got the ball, back to Cho. Cho shot on target straight away, which is good. 19 seconds in, first shot on target. Ball's going to come in by Facey, and looks like they're going to counter us. Sanchez comes in, and good defending so far. Good save by Dayan, and unfortunately the ball's been put in, and Eric Lamela, who's now playing for Everton, has been able to put the ball in the back of the net. So after 3 minutes, Eric Lamela puts the ball in the back of the net for Newcastle. Obviously he must have signed from Spurs. Not the best of starts, but hopefully we can improve. A bit of a shame, really, because Dayan did pretty well, and then the strikers just nipped it in, put it back across goal, and they've been able to get it in. So hopefully we can kind of improve things, get the ball back, and hopefully make a chance of this game, really. Newcastle are at 6th position as we started the game, so we've got to be realistic. They're going to probably be top 10, top 8 team. We've got some decent players. Obviously, if they're able to sign players like Eric Lamela, then we're going to be looking at struggling, really. So we've gone 2-0 down. Adam Kane for them. We're going to skip that. I don't really want to see their goals. So players aren't playing drastically bad. Not playing amazing either, but we're not playing drastically bad. Sean's got a 6-8. Hopefully we can kind of get a highlight. Stats wise, they had 3 shots and scored two clear cuts. We've had 3 shots, 2 of them half chances. We haven't really done anything with it. We're running more than them, which is always funny to see. Got a corner, and we haven't really done much with it, so hopefully we can do something with it now. Ball comes in. Looks like our player was offside anyway, so it doesn't matter. So they're going to play it around from the back. Hopefully we can nick it back off them. No, Lamela's going to come. Yes, we have been able to attack it. Ganali's been able to. McCourt's got it. Adam McCourt is going to be able to cross it in. Yeah, to Serrano. Alex to Murray. Murray to Nugget. Nugget to Facey. Facey into the box. And Cho back post goal. 2-1. 2-1. The game is on. That gives us a good chance, really, because It was a nicely little played. Nugget over to Facey. Facey be able to cross it in from that right hand side, chosen the back post and puts it in the back of the net. Facey's a player that didn't really play much last season. In the right back position, he's come in to this season and he's done right so far. We are looking at replacements on that right wing, but he's done quite good. All of that I'm playing in the centre back position instead of the right wing, so kind of see from there. So we go into the second half, giving you a little chance to talk to them. Hopefully you'll be able to help them out. The boys kind of just need to string things together a little bit more, and we might be able to create a few chances to be able to get that second goal to be able to make it a draw. Obviously this tactic kind of relies a little bit on possession slightly, which they've got a lot more of currently, so not ideal at the moment. We run a lot, we don't really do much with it. So we've got a ball coming in and Murray's been able to pick it back up. Perez, and the ball's been cleared. McCourt picks it up, over to Perez, Perez to Murray, Murray to Alex, Alex into Nugget, Facey, he has a shot and it's saved. So corner ball, can we do anything with the corner? So Nugget's on the corner, crosses it in, McCourt's on the edge of the box, and Olav kind of heads it over. So Gigit's not having not the best of games with a 6-4. The rest of the players are doing alright. I might look at making a few subs. I'm going to do a few subs now actually. So in the attacker mid position I'm going to bring on Chapman, see how he gets on. Possibly look at taking off Perez and one of Perez, Murray and Nugget, just to kind of hopefully improve things really. Ganelli's got it, Chapman's picked it up, McCourt over on the left hand side. Is he going to be able to take on his player? Murray's been able to pick it up, Nugget, back to Chapman, Chapman to Murray, Murray to Nugget, Nugget to Cho, Cho skies it. Unfortunately that was quite a good little chance really. We're going to take off Joe and we're going to put on William. And the last change we're going to do is we're going to take off... Yeah, we're going to take off Murray and put on Joseph. So he'll come in. He can play centre mid. I know it doesn't come up, but he can. A lot of yellow cards in the middle there, but hopefully that won't affect us too much. Hopefully we won't get a red card. Williams gone up front now. We'll see how that kind of improves things. We are playing away from home. We are only 2-1 down. I say that just as Lamella gets another goal and makes it 3-1. So unfortunately he's drifted off our left back, been able to sneak a bit of space and been able to get a goal. So it's 3-1. They've got a corner. Lamella's been able to pick it up, edge of the box. Dejan's got it in his hands, over to McCourt on the left hand side. Straight, big ball straight down the wing. Williams not really able to do anything with it straight off. They pick it up. Newcastle have now got the ball, playing it around nicely. Ooh, we have been able to pick it up quickly. We've been able to get it off Chapman onto William. William onto Collery. Collery onto McCourt. Oh, he tried to get to McCourt into the action but didn't get it. We've got the ball back though, so we've done well in defensive position there. I feel the highlight's carrying on. The more the highlight goes on, the more I think they're going to score, not us. Am I going to be proven wrong? Probably not, because they've now got the ball. I think if it was our highlight, we'd have probably done it by now. This is me trying to out-psych the match engine, and it doesn't really work, because I still feel that they're going to score, because this is a long highlight. A long highlight. Unless we get a massive counter-attack now, I don't really expect us to see this. So they've still got the ball, and as we're on key highlights, I don't really know what's going on right now. The ball's going to come in, and Dejan's been able to pick it up. So unless this flicks across, which is not, we've still got the ball. Chapman's been able to pick it up, onto Nugget, onto Facey. Facey takes it down, onto McCourt. McCourt back into Collery. Collery back, and no. Ah, so they've had a red card. That was strange. So the Mella's got it. They're down to 10 men. Don't really think it'll make much of a difference in the 92nd minute. So the whistle's going to kind of go in 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. And there we go. It is a 3-1 defeat. We have unfortunately lost the game. I think we played alright, to be fair. We had more shots. We had more shots on target. Okay, obviously possession wasn't great. We fouled a lot more, but we played alright. Obviously, not the best score, but I think with the tactic that I'm using, it's only going to kind of improve over time. So I'm kind of trialing it out, really, see how it goes, and hoping to kind of see improvements generally during the squad. I feel if I play any other position, any other tactic at the moment, when I played this one, I felt we got absolutely murdered on the wings, which wasn't ideal. I might try it a few more times to see how it goes. When I used the 3 up front, we got absolutely destroyed when they had someone in this kind of pocket here, because they were able to pick the ball off before it got to our strikers. If they had a defensive midfielder, or 2 defensive midfielders in some cases, the strikers just didn't get the ball. So even though we've got 3 up front, we couldn't get the ball from here to here without it getting intercepted. So it's a bit of a shame that the other ones weren't working. So we're trying this out where every position is covered. We might need to look at maybe the wing back positions and who we're playing there, but we've got a chance. So at the moment, you're going to leave us today with us in 16th place. We are on 7 points on a -8 goal difference, which is something that I need to deal with and hopefully increase. Next time you're going to probably come back is about January time, I think. We'll probably look at possibly the Swansea game, if not the Tottenham game. I kind of want to give it before January, and then I'll give you one after as well, because that'll show how the team has been changed over January, because I do expect to change it. But if you kind of look there, we've gone three wins, then 3 defeats. We are in the Premier League. I'm expecting a tough season. But my biggest aim is safety. As long as I get safety and I'm in the Premier League next season, that's all that counts. Anything above that is a bonus. If I get mid-table, perfect. I'm not even mentioning any of the other words. You know what they are, but we're not even mentioning anything above mid-table. So, guys, as always, thanks for pressing play. If you've liked it, drop a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. And thanks for joining Bishops Stortford on their road to Champions League glory. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.